Hey guys, and welcome back. Club football is returning this week. Finally, the international break has come to a close, and I can't believe I'm saying this about Newcastle, but the top four race is on. Newcastle have got a realistic chance of finishing in the top four if, of course, we can beat the teams around us, and that starts with Manchester United this Sunday. The team, of course, that beat us in the Carabao Cup final. Can Newcastle exact our revenge against them? I sure hope so. But honestly, no matter where we finish this season, as long as it's a European position, I personally do not mind. I know a lot of you guys watching this video will probably be craving top 6 or top 4, considering the stages Newcastle were in this season. But you got to remember, this is our first season since the takeover. We're going to take it one step at a time. And honestly, as long as we get any form of European football, I think it's a very successful season for us. But anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the international break. I think it's been a good break for me all around. It's a good chance for the players, of course. In Dubai, I had some relaxation sessions as well as some heavy training as well. So, honestly, I think it's a good break for everyone involved. So, I'm looking forward to this team getting back. I'm sure we're all going to be rebooted, ready to go. And we have to be as well, because after Manchester United, we've got 2 games in the space of 5 days. That's 3 matches in 6 days. So, the team has to be ready. That's going to be a pinnacle week in our season. So, it's do or die, as I say. But anyway, guys, welcome back. If you're new around the channel, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button. In today's video, we're going to get through all the Newcastle United news regarding 4 players in particular. In terms of injuries, we've got some pretty big injuries from the international break, and of course the 2 players before the break as well. So we've got all that to get into, as well as the Newcastle United news. Safe stand, of course, has been reintroduced in the next season for us. And other things as well regarding the Carabao Cup final, our lovely club gesture. So we've got lots of news to get into. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. First off, and while on the topic of Manchester United, of course, that Carabao Cup final, the biggest match of my lifetime. First cup final since 1999. Now, I know fans will still be a bit disappointed and bitter that we didn't walk away the cup winners. But honestly, I think we can take the experience away from that game and pushing the next season and the season afterwards to get back into these sort of positions. And I think the most important part I will say about the final is that Newcastle, you can't expect us to be back there again, because of just who we are now. So yeah, the reason why I mention that is because Newcastle United today have actually announced that they're going to be auctioning the match issued shirts for that Carabao Cup final to the Red Cross earthquake appeal. Of course, that's in direct relations to Christian Atz, who our former player unfortunately dying during the earthquakes in Turkey. So our club is actually giving out the match issued shirts for fans to potentially win in the auctions. So of course all the money will go across to the earthquake appeal. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that across there. It's a lovely gesture by the club. In regards to bids, there's still about 4 days left until the auction ends, and already the likes of St. Maximin, Bruno's over £1,000. Karius, of course, probably our man of the match in the game, was, I think it was about £975 last time I looked. So I imagine the most important players from that game, their shirts are probably going to go about £3,000, £4,000, £5,000. For me, I've got to be honest, I haven't got the money where I'm willing to put £5,000 aside just to win a shirt. I kind of need it for the overnight stay vlogs, and of course the European football next season, I'm going to need to stick my money aside for that. So I personally won't be winning any of the shirts at the auction, but if you guys want to do that, of course I will stick the link down in the pinned comments, so make sure you go and check the shirts out. But lovely from the club, I really do appreciate that, and I'm sure everyone over in Turkey and Syria will appreciate this. One thing I think is important for fans to know going into next season is Newcastle's reported leaked kit. So this season we've had that away Saudi Arabia kit, which we haven't won a single game in the Premier League with, by the way, the white Saudi Arabia kit. Now, the main reason why the club has done that is to globalise across in Saudi Arabia. The PIF wants Newcastle United to be a global, worldwide football team. Now, to be fair, we do have worldwide fans, but of course, you're going to compare the likes of Real Madrid, Manchester United, Liverpool. I mean, they're just levels above us in terms of fan base. So it's important for Newcastle to try and appeal to our fan base. The fact that we've got these Saudi Arabia ownerships in Newcastle, we've got several links across the Saudi Arabia now, and that's something that, whether you guys like it or not, is not going to change. We will get more themes across the Saudi Arabia. Rather than being, well, Fun 88 is set to expire at the end of the season, so we're going to have a new sponsor going into next year. I'm expecting it to be a Saudi Arabia themed sponsor. So this year is a leaked picture of the kit next season. So obviously this is going to be a fake. This won't be the actual picture of the kit, but it'll just be I guess a guideline to follow. So Newcastle want a green Saudi Arabia kit next year. We want to continue following the national team colours, but instead of the white next season, it'll be the green. the least sponsor there being Saudi. Saudi, I do expect to have links to Newcastle, but whether it's going to be the front of shirt sponsor or not, I'm not entirely sure yet. But that'll be more or less what the kit will look like next season. It's a very detailed guide of it. It'll be similar to that, so just expect Newcastle's away kit next season to be green, following the Saudi Arabia national team colours. So once again, I'm expecting to be a Saudi Arabia themed shirt. And finally, before we start talking about our injured players going into Manchester United, I think it's good to address now that Newcastle United yesterday have announced safe standing will be installed on a trial basis coming next season in the southeast corner. So fans that are sitting in those areas have already been contacted by the club. Regarding fans that are disabled or older fans who might not want to stand up for 90 minutes during the game, the club will be, of course, speaking to those individuals as well and making sure they have a great match day experience. So whether that be relocating those particular fans or just trying to explain things through them, the club will be making sure that everyone will have a good experience on a match day when it comes to safe standing. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on safe standing. Do you want to see it at the football club? Personally, for me, I do think safe standing does in fact help the atmosphere, and I think it's home, especially in some games where Newcastle might not be playing that well, the atmosphere can become quite flat as a result. So it's important for us to make sure that we do maintain that great atmosphere at St James's Park and be that 12th man. We've lost one stay in the last year to Liverpool. That's just how good we are at home. So we definitely do have the home advantage, so let's make sure we keep that up. And now, before we wrap up this video, it's time to get through all of Newcastle's injured / suspended players going into the Manchester United game. What players will return in our squad for that game on Sunday? Well, the first and most obvious one returning is Joelinton, because he picked up a suspension for his 10th yellow card of the season, I believe. So he'll be straight back into the squad. Now, normally I would say he has been a huge miss to the team, but honestly, we've won both the matches without him, so it hasn't been that much of a miss, thankfully. But of course, Joelinton always has to be in your start 11. The guy is different levels this season, so it's important we get him back into the squad. I'm just glad he's back. As for the two injured Newcastle players, before we get into the more recent ones, the first one being Almo, and the less serious out of the two. So he picked up a thigh injury. He's been training separately from the team when they've been across in Dubai. So Almo's been by himself with a trainer in Newcastle's training ground across in Benton. So I'm expecting him to be back on Sunday. I think Newcastle have made sure that he's got as much fitness as he possibly could have. I'm expecting him to get back to the squad on Sunday. Now the second and more serious one is Anthony Gordon. He's one I don't expect to come back into the team. Now it's potentially possible that he might rush him back in for the last game against Brentford, but I think Newcastle probably will miss him out all those games just to make sure we can get him back from that ankle injury. So he's been out for a couple of weeks now due to that ankle issue. So we'll see if he gets in the squad or not. But personally for me, I probably don't expect to see him into at least Brentford at the earliest. Now, St Maximin came off a hard time in the Nottingham Forest game due to a suspected hamstring issue. Now, to be fair, in that game, Maxi was crap anyway, so it might be a case where we just subbed him off and just more or less BS'd about an injury so people can keep guessing about it. But I do expect St Maximin to be back in the squad on Sunday. Of course, he did train over in Dubai with the players, so I'm expecting him to get back. Callum Wilson had a reported illness. It didn't seem to be that serious, but of course, Wilson during, actually after the World Cup break did have COVID, so he's still been trying to recover from COVID-19. It's definitely taken a long-term negative effect on his body, so hopefully he can get back to where he once was, because in recent weeks he's had a massive goal drought. Nick Pope, so he was pulled out of the international team due to a suspected knock. Now, honestly for me, I think Newcastle have intentionally dropped him from the team. I think the biggest issue with him is, you've got to think about yourself, Nick Pope's position. He's getting put in the national team. He's going to be second or third choice goalkeeper for Gareth Southgate. For Newcastle, I still think he has been playing well, but he's made two huge mistakes in the last few weeks or so. One being that huge red card against Liverpool, which meant he missed the Carabao Cup final. What a huge mistake that was for him. And secondly, against Wolves, where he mishit the ball and he almost cost us a pen and a second red card, which would give him a 4-game suspension. Personally, for me, I thought it should have been a pen, but nope, the officials said no. They even reviewed that back after the game. They still said no, so listen, what am I talking about? So yeah, he's got to recover. I wouldn't say it's bad form. I think it's just a couple of mistakes, but honestly, he still needs to think it through. But I do expect to be fine. Don't worry about him whatsoever. And we've got Botman as well. So Botman's a more serious one because he's picked up food poisoning during his international duties for the Netherlands. Now, unlike Nick Pope, I don't think Newcastle will BS him with this one. I'm pretty sure Botman is not faking food poisoning. So That's a bit more serious. Chances are he may actually miss the Manchester United game, so that's going to be a huge one for us. If he does miss the game, then chances are we'll bring Lascelles into the team and start him. Now, before people complain, I thought he had a pretty good game against Man City, so I'll rely on him if we do have to. But yeah, we still want Botman in the team. He's had such a phenomenal season, so yeah, and that'll be a big run for us. So hopefully he's fine, but yeah, he's had food poisoning, unfortunately. So, well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy watching this video today. Let me know your thoughts down below and everything I've discussed. I got through quite a lot there in 10 minutes, so take a breather, take it one step at a time. But I'm looking forward to watching Newcastle come back from the international break. I can't wait to see how this season goes. It's been such a good year for Newcastle. I just can't wait to see where this football club is going to take us. But anyway, guys, I wish you all the best. I'm going to head out and enjoy myself for the day. But let me know your thoughts down below. I appreciate you all watching. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.